First of all, let me thank the New York Portuguese American Leadership Council, its president, Isabel Marques, as well as the board and members of NYPALC for their kind invitation. Isabel, my wife, and I feel deeply honored to be here this evening among you, among friends. However, my gratitude as Ambassador of Portugal goes much beyond this invitation. I am deeply grateful for everything you have done, everything you do, and I am sure everything you will continue doing to promote Portuguese culture and values and the bonds between Portugal and the United States of America. You are the embodiment of the best there is in the American and Portuguese peoples. You have generously decided to honor me as one of this evening's awardees. I am deeply humbled by your gesture, and I see it as an encouragement to continue doing my best in serving those who would have deserved this award much more than I ever will. You, the members of the Portuguese American community, to whom I owe so much, to whom Portugal owes so much. Let me also salute the presence of my colleague, His Excellency, the Ambassador of the United States to Portugal, and my very good friend, Mr. George Glass. Since your arrival in Lisbon, with your wonderful wife, Mary, I have been privileged to witness your attachment to Portugal and your relentless commitment to the promotion of an ever closer relationship between our two countries. It is an honor, my dear George, for me to share this evening's awards with you. I want to congratulate and pay tribute to all other awardees as well. With their example, they show us how right one of the world's greatest poets ever, Fernando Pessoa, was when he said, "Tudo vale a pena se a alma não é pequena." Everything is worthwhile when the soul is not small. You are proof that the Portuguese soul, a Portuguese-American soul, is never so small, will never ever be small. Thank you very much for your example. My dear friends, the next long paragraph that I had for you this evening was about the Amigos Act. But Isabel stole it, so I'm afraid that I don't have anything to add to everything she said about the importance of having your support for this very important piece of legislation. You know that I have always made one of my priorities as Ambassador of Portugal the promotion of the Portuguese language in the United States. Last year, the recognition of Portuguese as one among the foreign languages that grant additional credits to access American universities was the corollary of a long fight and an achievement with structural implications. The number of students applying for the new exams was 4 times higher this year than in 2017. But we are still very far from the figures that the size and the importance of our community would justify. Besides the fact that speaking the 5th most spoken language in the world would always be a big advantage, you now have another reason to learn Portuguese, to teach your children and grandchildren Portuguese. It ensures an easier access to an American university. So my appeal to you today is bet on the learning and speaking of Portuguese. And let's make sure that in 2019, we have, again, 4 times more people applying for the new exams throughout the United States of America. Another point, in June, we will celebrate a month of Portugal in the United States of America. The program will span 12 states and almost 60 cities. including New York. Even the President and the Prime Minister of Portugal will come to celebrate with us Portugal's National Day. The Prime Minister will prolong his stay to visit California, but also New Jersey, and yes, New York. You can get all the information on the events through the internet on the new Facebook page that was set specially for this initiative. Spread the news, bring your friends, and join the party, because this party is a way of celebrating you, celebrating the strength of the Portuguese American community of the United States. One of the flagship events of the month of Portugal will be the inaugural National Conference of the Portuguese American community, to be held in Washington on June 23rd. The UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, graciously accepted to join us as the keynote speaker at lunch. For the first time, community leaders and organizers, elected and public officials, businessmen and educators, among many others, coming from all over the United States, will get together to discuss issues of common concern to all Portuguese Americans, related to the political and civic participation of our diaspora, the organization of the community, and the future of the Portuguese language. We already have a sizable number of participants from all over the country who confirm their presence. But I do not conceive such an historical moment for the Portuguese American community without a strong and active participation from the state of New York. So do not wait and register. Confirm your presence and make sure you are part of history in the making, and that your voice and your views are heard when people discuss the future of the Portuguese American community. Show in the capital of the country the strength of the Portuguese American community. Last but not the least, New York has a new Consul General, Mrs. Maria de Fátima Mendes, a member of the Aristides Sousa Mendes family, by the way. She will conquer your hearts, I am sure, with her kindness, her decency, her sense of duty, her enthusiasm and commitment to the difficult job she knew would be waiting for her. She was also aware of the wonderful community she would be serving. I am sure she will be able to count on your full support, as I always have myself. I could never thank you enough for that. Thank you very much.